right. Welcome to Gen X Rated Tuesday edition. How we doing, Billy?
Oh, pretty good. So I made it through the big storms yesterday.
I know, kind of crazy. Some
Yeah.
places more than others, I guess.
And I guess there was some weather around us. I don't think it hit us this afternoon, but there was some pretty severe hail, I think, around Springfield
Okay.
and
Wow.
maybe down in Farmington.
Oh, it is spring in the Midwest, so I guess it's to be expected. But it was weird because they had talked about it for like 5 or 6 days to be looking for Monday and this crazy weather. Some schools let out early just in case and whatever. And it was really about tornadoes. We did have torrential rain and
Oh,
lightning.
man. Yeah, we did.
It was really more about the concern for tornadoes, which we're coming up on a year since it blew through our neighborhood and really messed things up. So
Yeah, that was bad. I mean, we're still rebuilding from it.
for sure, respect the weather. Yeah, it's hard to bring back 100-year-old trees in just 10 months.
Yeah, going through that area still bothers me.
Pretty painful, I would agree.
Mhm.
Park's just not the same, but that was 3,300 trees, I think, that went away. So anyway, glad we made it through. It didn't really cut into too much damage in my neighborhood anyway. So anyway, onward and upward. Weather aside, because we really don't care about global warming.
Yeah,
Honestly.
let's make it come around faster if we can.
Well, if it means getting rid of this guy, this is at Doral. Trump put up a new statue of himself. We'll be hosting the G20 summit. He is also thinking about inviting Putin because they're buds. So why not?
Why not?
Really, really strange that he's putting up these North Korean style statues. It's just weird. It's kind of un-American.
Extremely un-American.
At the same time, he wants the State Department's going to redesign the passport and put Trump on it. So the new 250 America 250 passport's going to have the founding fathers and Trump. I mean, like, we have nothing else going on. Like, what the heck?
And how much is that going to cost? I mean, changing the Defense Department to Department of War costs money. I mean, how much is this little charade going to cost?
Probably a lot, but keep in mind they didn't change any of the plaques or the stationery for the Department of War. It's just what they like to say. Plus, any money that was going to go towards that change probably is already in Trump's pocket because that's how he rolls.
That's where all the money ends up.
It's true. I mean, he took the money from Venezuela, that oil, and he put it into a special little account for himself.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty special. Nobody really knows where that is, but I mean, it's, $3 million, whatever.
What's he even doing? What do you think he actually does with all that cash? I mean, is he up late at night when he's not sending out, demented tweets? Do you think he's like shopping on the Home Shopping Network?
Probably not.
Yeah, look at those shoes. I really, you know what? I really need that. I need that salad spinner.
Reminds me of those stupid Trump shoes. I think he just likes to see the number. Just to know how much money he has and how terrific he is. It's stealing and grifting, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's not only demented, but I think he knows that he doesn't have much time left. That's why I think he's trying to put his stamp on everything. United States of Trump, Mount Trumpmore,
Put him on the dollar, put him on some coinage, put him on the passport.
Gonna build an
Statues
arch,
everywhere.
Arch de Trump.
Yeah, he's really turning everything into a crap hole.
Mhm.
Speaking of crap holes, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the assassination attempt.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we talked about it, and then you reminded me of the guy in Florida that was hanging outside the gate for 9 hours, and then all of a sudden he was the second person to attempt to get after the president, which we never even saw the guy. How's that even an attempt at
Yeah,
what?
I mean, if you're not even in the same room or the same area, how can that be an attempt?
Well, this guy, the same thing. Security was pretty lax. People did comment on how lax security was. They were letting anybody in. Everybody wants to blame the Hilton, but the fact of the matter is these guys chose the venue. There's KK Caroline. There's all kinds of, you just have to do your own homework. You can see these guys here, very unserious. They did release this video. Here's the suspect here. He's a registered Republican. Like, I don't even know what to make of that. But here's a photo of Stephen Miller helping his wife to go, and then from the other angle, he's using her as a human shield.
I was gonna say that's exactly what it looks like.
But then has his hand on her breast because, of course, she was like, he was protecting the baby. It's ridiculous. There's a grinder over there, Hegseth, who there's several videos of him walking around, and he clearly looks like he's on methamphetamine, just grinding that jaw. It's crazy. We're just so unserious. But nobody seemed to have the right look when it came to like, hey, there was just a shooter here. We all could have been killed. They were kind of joking about it, and they seemed really. I mean, Kash Patel went blank. That's not surprising. FBI guy frozen, but
where's my FBI jacket?
This doesn't have enough patches.
Send somebody out to the boys department quick.
Trump never even left the room, so they came and they grabbed JD Vance first, which was weird. Then when they came to them, they were like, "Oh yeah, that guy." He fell down, but of course on 60 Minutes he said, "Oh, I didn't fall down. They told me to get down." But you can clearly see him fall. Them having to pick him up. If they tell you to get to the ground, they're not picking you up. So clearly you fell. But I guess he was embarrassed by his
lack of he was falling
shape. Oh, for sure. It's just hard to hide. Numbers seem ridiculous, but more than half of the people just aren't taking this very seriously because how could you? It seemed staged. It was kind of ridiculous. People were grabbing wine as they were leaving. This was wine that they had bartered down, $86 wine they were getting for $75.
Did it come from a tire warehouse?
Maybe we'll leave Ronnie out of this, but it's possible.
He's a deal maker.
Yeah. The weirdest thing to me was the fact that after the fact, everybody came out in support of the ballroom.
Oh,
this is why we need a ballroom. Got to have a ballroom.
Got to have a ballroom. What, you don't have a ballroom?
This wouldn't have happened if we had a ballroom.
Oh, not in our ballroom. It wouldn't happen. Oh, no.
And it seemed really weird. It was a lot of his online media folk and his podcast, right-wing clientele, whatever you want to call
them. They all fall into line. They're like little lemmings going right over the cliff.
Yeah, and it just doesn't make any sense. It gets worse, though. First, it was $200 million. It was all going to be privately raised. Then it was $300 million, which he raised privately. That seemed to go somewhere, disappeared. And now, rightfully so, because of this assassination attempt, the American taxpayers are going to pay the $400 million tab on this ballroom.
Yeah.
I don't want it. I'm not interested.
No. I mean, you're cutting social services, you're cutting, food stamps, you're cutting help for the disabled and the elderly. You're getting all of that going after Social Security, but yet, you know what? $400 million for a ballroom sounds about right, and they're paying for it because they love me.
And we should be paying for it, apparently. I mean, there were 8 shots fired. Nobody was hit at first. Then they came back and said one of the Secret Service agents was hit in the chest, but he was wearing or she, I'm not sure, was wearing a vest, so they weren't hurt. Blanche said that some of the bullets in a hotel shooting, they disappear.
Magic bullets. It's happened before. Back in '63, I recall an incident with a magic bullet.
Yeah,
amazing. So, yeah, you're citing precedent there. What a great attorney.
Yeah. Now Trump's going to be wearing a bulletproof vest wherever he goes. I hope it's the Spanx variety. So
I hope it matches his waterproof pants that he has to wear.
Yeah, and I think the best thing that came out of it was him sitting down with 60 Minutes, which is now government-owned media, and saying, "I'm not a pedophile."
Oh, did you think I was talking about you? Yeah, that was quite the cell phone. That was pretty well done.
Insane. So to your point, we can't afford childcare, we can't afford healthcare, we can't afford a lot of things, but a ballroom is a must.
It's a must. We've got to have a ballroom. National security.
It's crazy. This guy's crazy. They're unserious people, as you always say, and we're finding that more and more every day. It hasn't been more than a couple days since the attempt, and of course, James Comey's been indicted again.
What for now?
Oh, the 8647, where he did that seashell thing that means kill everybody.
Yeah.
10 counts. He could go to jail for a decade, okay? Bad man.
Bad man. Very threatening. Very threatening.
I mean, let's look at his true history. He fucked Hillary Clinton by making up this story that wasn't even true 10 days before an election. That was helpful to Trump. I don't know why he's
Yeah, I'll never understand why he did that.
He was an honest cop, I guess. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, I don't even fucking know. Just this past decade has just been insane.
It has. And I was hoping it would stop at a decade. But, when Trump came in this second time, he got rid of all the inspector generals. And that was kind of his thing. Let's gut all these people. He did it on the first weekend. He did it on a Friday night. Get as many people that hold the government responsible for wrongdoings as you can. All these people are gone. You replace them with your sycophants, and you can do whatever the heck you want, which is what we're seeing. The fact that our Justice Department's worrying about Comey when we still have the Epstein files floating around, they are starting to. More leaks are coming out about the New Mexico area of Epstein's home.
Yeah, what's going on there? What are they finding?
Well, they're not. The state's not saying a whole lot because of the feds, but the rumor mill is that Epstein was literally murdering women there. So really hard to hide. I know that he got a giant drum of sulfuric acid, which does the work of what pigs would do if you were on a farm. But yeah, I'm sure he made a lot of people disappear. He's a horrible person. But my point is that instead, our Department of Justice, Blanche, is going after Comey. The FCC is going after ABC's license because they didn't like Jimmy Kimmel's joke that happened before this event at the Hilton. But hey, you stirred this up. It's the Democrat Trump derangement that's making everybody want to, go after the president. I mean, the president says vile things daily about other people.
Oh my God, his whole cadre of fools and idiots came down hard after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, the murder of Charlie Kirk. I mean, they wanted to start a war against the left wing and their hateful rhetoric. These people are just unbelievable. They really are. They are hypersensitive. And you can always tell what they're guilty of because it's what they accuse everybody else of.
That's right.
It's maddening.
Yeah, and it's not like we don't have precedents with. I mean, the woman in Minnesota was literally murdered. They killed her dog. They killed her husband. But we don't really say much about that.
Trump never even made a statement really about that. None of them did. I mean, that was disgusting. That was so horrible. And yet, they seem to take glee in it.
Yeah, they really liked it. They didn't apologize. They didn't feel for her at all. And she literally was an acting lawmaker that assassin went to her house and murdered her. What could be more cut and dry? Why? Why did that guy do it? I don't know. He put on that fucking crazy mask.
Oh, so creepy.
He looked like a nut. Of course, he wasn't killed when they picked him up. And the story moves on because nobody really cares, I guess, because she was a Democrat. Like, what are we doing here?
I know. These are horrible, horrible people.
Pretty disturbing. So joke up from a late night comedian and then trying to compare it to an actual assassination is just fucking insane. Pardon my language, but it's too much. It's too much.
Oh yeah, and the guy running the FCC, Brandon Carr, looks like the tightest white man ever, a tight-assed white man, the kind of guy that tucks his t-shirt into his underpants. I mean, what was that line from Good Morning Vietnam? I've never seen a man more in dire need of a blowjob than that guy.
Well, fuck. The downside is he'd like it from Trump, so there's a problem.
Maybe it's not Trump's first rodeo. I don't know. Ask
Pretty
Bubba.
sure you're right. Pretty sure you're right, Bubba. Look at this serious guy here today. It's Kid Rock. Kid Rock is back. So Hegseth, through all his jaw grinding and upsettedness, was able to bring Kid Rock back to the Pentagon. The troops love to see him. He's a true patriot. He loves the troops.
Half those guys don't even know who he is.
Well,
The
not
young
by his
guys are
music,
like,
that's for sure.
Who's he?
He did that flyby, if you recall, and those Apache helicopter pilots were reprimanded, but then Hegseth took care of it because Kid Rock's his buddy. I don't know why this guy's at the Pentagon. We're literally at war with Iran, but we have this guy in his jumpsuit coming out. It looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
But today seemed like a good day to go for Apache rides.
A taxpayer-funded Apache ride.
For sure. Normally
$800,000 a minute.
Normally you have two pilots. In this instance, we just had one pilot so that Kid Rock could ride shotgun.
Whoa, how exciting.
Maybe play with the guns.
We're flying over a school. You want to shoot a couple people? It's okay. I got some strings I can pull.
We can blame it on anybody else, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
As if there's nothing else going on, Kid Rock's at the Pentagon. J.D. Vance is saying that the Atlantic's reporting, or at least he gave them a tidbit, that he feels like the Pentagon's not giving Trump correct information about the war. I could see that. I think he's dangerous.
Everything's going great, sir. Don't worry about it.
Maybe the less he knows, the better things are.
Yeah.
Trump's using words like Cold War at this point. We won't be bombing, but we won't be friends either. What are you doing?
I won't be inviting them to my ballroom.
Yeah,
everybody else can come, but not them.
He wouldn't know who to invite anyway because they don't know who's in power. This was the little photo op with, fuck it. I'm not even going to bother with him. He's a moron. To that point, with the non-seriousness, this is the person that murdered Renee Good.
Oh, this fucking asshole.
Yeah, Jonathan Ross. He has been moved to a new location, and he's still working with the government. So not only was he not charged with murder, which all of us saw, and it was brutal. Here she is. I'm not mad at you, but I will be murdered by you. Mm-hmm. They opened the case. They closed the case. They moved him to a new state, and he's still doing what he was doing.
But the state of Minnesota can still bring charges, right?
Well, probably, but I'm assuming he's shielded by the feds at this point since they opened an investigation and then closed it an hour later. Seems like he's pretty untouchable.
Listen, I hope that he never gets a full night's sleep again. I hope he wakes up every night having nightmares about her. I hope it just eats him away from the inside. What a fucking terrible person.
Well, get in line with the terrible people because we're surrounded by them.
Mm-hmm. We are.
I did want to say the 60-Day War Powers Act is up on the 29th, which is tomorrow, where it's a 1973 law where Trump had to get approval from Congress to do this adventure or war, which is what it truly is. And he's done it without congressional approval. So tomorrow's the day. He can be charged for not bringing Congress aboard. Maybe Congress makes more of a stand. Not likely, but on the timeline, tomorrow's the day. He's got to call it something and make a change to what he's doing. We'll see.
He's going to call it the Trump Expedition.
And you too can participate for a small fee.
Yes, the Donald Trump excursion.
Sounds amazing. So we'll see. The quiet talk on the war. Prince or King Charles was at the White House. Trump made things uncomfortable. Said how his mom had a crush on King Charles, which seems bizarre because the age timeline's weird.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Melania was wearing that stupid hat. It's just bad.
It's pathetic.
We're led by kind of a moron.
Led by a whole confederacy of morons.
And dunces.
Dunces, yep.
It's bad. Again, this guy's smiling after the fact, after there was a shooting. is just crazy to me. But that's where we are right now. I mean, does that look like a guy that just narrowly escaped death and was super concerned?
It does not. No,
It's
no,
just not
no.
believable.
It's that guy that just did a bump in the men's room.
They think meth. He probably is off the cocaine. But
Maybe it's just crank.
that could be. Might be his choice. Who knows? So all this is going on. We're all focused on the ballroom. We're going to put Comey to death because he's a terrible person, et cetera, et cetera. As this goes on, you have Linda McMahon talking about on Capitol Hill about the Department of Education, and people want to know why you're piecing it out to like the Department of Labor. And she's like, well, when these kids graduate, they're like, it's middle school. Like, what does that have to do with the Labor Department? Like, it makes no sense. Sure, if you were talking about college age or even high school people that were, maybe not continuing their education, but middle schoolers, come on, man, it's insane. She has
Never
no
too
good.
young to go to work in the slaughterhouse or the fields, okay?
Yeah, and she's one of the more moderates, I guess. She's just following orders, but again, like it just doesn't make any sense.
Heard that before.
You're going to give the Commerce Department student loans. You're going to give elementary schools or children are going to be pushed over to the Labor Department. Like, we have a Department of Education for a reason. Maybe it's failed in the past. Maybe we need a better tactics, as we talked about. Norway, Sweden, a lot of these countries are going away from screens. That doesn't mean they're not using visual aids. It just means you're not constantly on your computer all the time.
Yeah, I mean, we had visual aids. We had film strips. Remember the film strips? We had the overhead projector.
They still have that.
Yeah.
Take notes, everybody, if you can still write. I think the point, and we've talked about it in the past, is just it's very distracting. It's not the norm. It's funny, and I'll share only briefly, but I'm doing Duolingo. I've been doing it for, I don't know, 1,500 days, something ridiculous. But it finally got to the level where it was as if I took it in a class setting where I need a pad and paper. Like, I can't remember these. I have a certain way of learning vocabulary. I have to write it down. I have to see it. I got to repeat it, and I got to do it to death.
I'm the same way, yeah.
And yesterday, I just couldn't get out of the app. They don't allow that. There's no paper on your phone when you're using this app. And I just could not get it. It was so frustrating. Then I just went back to pen and paper. The screen, yes, to prompt me, but I'm using my tactics to learn. And it was just surprising to me that it took me 1,500 days to realize that I need pen and paper if I'm going to be successful. I mean, it's crazy. So I love my phone, and I love the resources that you have from it, but it's not the end all be all, and it can't be everything.
No, I mean, the most recent course I took, it was pretty intensive, but it was done online. And literally, as I went through, I mean, I just filled a notebook basically with everything that was in there. So as I'm going through it, because you can take notes on your laptop, but I'm like you, I find it much easier to memorize if I actually write it down, then go over it. The writing it down kind of plants it in your mind, and then going over it again kind of helps lock it in. And I'm the same way, and I have to go over it and over it.
And it's visual learning too. I mean, just how you spot words and put it to memory. So I just feel like there were ways to fix the Department of Education without pushing middle schoolers into labor camps. It's just stupid.
I know, but our corporate overlords demand it.
They're going to get theirs too. To that point, Trump has fired the entire National Science Board. That's 24 members of this board. They decide which scientific projects to pursue as a nation, and then they direct our nation on our technological future. All fired.
Oh my God.
No replacements named, but who? Science? I mean, seems stupid.
Is it even a thing?
I know.
Sounds made up.
At the same time, RFK Jr. is cutting Alzheimer's research because, I'd rather find out what it's like to eat raccoon than to solve something that's harming a lot of people and families in our country. But
seriously, I mean, I can't even find the right words to talk
he's
about.
A dope. He was another one that they ushered out. He left his wife behind, and he went running away. Um, Only the toughest guys in this administration, runners.
Oh, I know. And, maybe he's experiencing some symptoms of Alzheimer's. Maybe that's why he doesn't want any more research.
That could be. We won't even talk about him beyond that because he's a jerk, and it clearly has always been a jerk. One of his cousins said, he keeps predatory birds, and then he would, blend up birds and small animals to feed his predatory birds because he thought it was cool, and it really upset a lot of people. So he's just an instigator and kind of a dick.
He's a fucking, yeah, he really is. He's a douchebag.
So along those lines, again, the press and media keeps pushing. Brooke Rollins was on today talking about how they removed 4.3 million people from SNAP, basically food stamps, fraud, waste, and abuse. And then when research comes in about how much fraud there was, it was at 1%. Seemed like 4.3 million people that probably could have used those SNAP benefits. But then we put restrictions on, hey, you need to work 80 hours a month if you want these benefits. If you have a child over 14, you need to get out there and work. What they found was it didn't get people to work. It got people off SNAP, which was basically what they wanted. But then she says the economy is so great and wages have gone up since 2021. So that's why people were coming off SNAP, because they're making so much money.
Yeah, that's a lie. And I saw a thing on ProPublica today about how one of the things that they want to do now is for people that have like severe disabilities, they're severely disabled or very poverty-stricken elderly people, they want to take away their benefits, which it's still not a lot of money. But if you're living with a relative, so if you're a child that was born with developmental disabilities or a handicap and you can't really get a job, you can't really function, and you live with your mom, and maybe your mom, is on SNAP and welfare as well because, the cycle of poverty. But yeah, so all of that, you might have to be cut from that, or your benefits might be cut. They want you to find out, like they want you to post how much that bedroom you're sleeping in is costing somebody, and what share of the bills are you paying, and are you making any extra money on the side? It's just like ridiculous. It's the most cruel thing. But again, the geniuses at Doge went through and decided, well, this needs to be cut. And meanwhile, just the paperwork and everything that it takes from the Social Security people to go over all of this is costing more than it does just to give these people a meager amount just to live.
And it is meager, to your point. It's really kind of
so
crazy.
cruel that even the head of the evangelicals, who are not warm and fuzzy and empathetic people, said the people that want to put this into action will be judged.
Good.
So I don't know. I think it's a year down the road from being implemented, but it's just the cruelty is the point, and it's fucking unbridled. In the meantime, they're taking crumbs away from people who rely on that. And we're going to spend $400 million on a ballroom. I mean, these motherfuckers are raking it in. Trump's sitting on a slush fund. He's made himself into a billionaire.
Yeah. His kids as well. Any of those deals, the Emolument Act doesn't pertain to the Trump family. And they're grifting all of us. You even have 60% of people that are making over 100,000 are worried about paying for groceries.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, 6 figures. They must be doing okay. No, they're a little bit concerned. And yeah, wages have gone up, but the cost of everything else has gone up. And healthcare, take that out of the equation because nobody can afford it if it doesn't come through their work.
Yeah.
Not happening. It's also the first time home buyers has plunged to a record low. Boomers are basically taking away the right for young people to own homes. It's just not going to be a thing. Not happening.
Well, and some of the boomers that want to sell because all their money is locked up in the house can't find buyers, so they're not happy either.
Well, they got to find another 60 plus something that has equity in their home so they can really complete the sale. But that doesn't include anybody that would be up and coming because they just don't care.
No, because you know what? That's a generation that climbed up the ladder and then pulled it up behind them.
You're right about that. To that point, Trump is polling negative 41 points on the economy. People are, as you said, recognizing that, hey, I have less money, I can afford less, and I'm concerned. The cost of living approval rating for him is at an all-time low, 22%. That's the lowest rating since they started taking these polls in 2012. And last but not least, gas is at a 4-year high, 4.18 a gallon. That's a AAA's survey of gas stations. Yeah, whoa, great. Gas is at $1.98, $1.89, dollar.
Never been cheaper.
Yeah. So to your point, all these people that are hurting, all the people that actually need care in this country that we could have empathy for because maybe they were just, born into an unfortunate situation, or maybe there's a medical issue behind that. We don't take care of anybody. We only praise
the rich.
That's exactly right. I'm not sure if you saw Congress just approved the biometrics in cars starting in 2027. Ford's starting it, but it will be all car dealers. There were several Republicans that joined with Democrats to try and stop this implementation. It will be in 2027, which isn't that far away. We talked about 6, 7, 8 weeks ago about the kill switch that people hated on their car, which you could turn off if you don't like it. I happen to enjoy it. Come to a stoplight, my car turns off. I'm not creating exhaust. I'm not burning gas. Not a bad deal. But they hated that. And they wanted to get rid of it. But now you'll have a car that's going to read all your biometrics. It's going to look at your eyes. It's going to see where you're looking. It's going to look at your body language. It's going to judge you constantly behind the wheel. Where's your focus?
In the driveway.
This will make sure that if you're impaired, you can't drive your car. Your car won't start. It also has it also alerts the police. If they feel that you're impaired under any circumstance, maybe it's whatever, your medication, I don't know, they will notify the authorities. So it's going to raise the cost of used cars because nobody's going to want this in their new car. It's just really draconian. It's really strange to me.
It really is. I mean, it's right out of Orwell. It's right out of 1984. This is some scary shit.
And it just flows on through, man. It's just crazy. So keep an eye out for that because soon your car will do what it wants to. And
not my car.
It'll throw you under the bus if necessary. So that's great. And then the other thing I was going to mention is this whole AI thing that, we're finding out how much power it needs, how much water it needs, how much it pollutes the environment of the places that we're putting these giant data centers, etc. And the quiet part is that most of these companies, at least the billionaires, realize that as we do this and are firing more and more people because they are just laying off tens of thousands of people, you're not going to have a customer base that has a job and has disposable income to buy your stuff.
Well, and here's the thing. What do people actually use it for, right? Aside from writing emails or, doing your homework, what are you using for? Creating fucking AI slop memes and short videos. What are you really using it for?
Well, I think that it can be used in research, and if that was a thing we were interested in. But to your point, I don't know that it's encompassing enough in our daily lives that we could, see the payoff for the ways for what the benefits are to what it's actually going to cost us.
Yeah, I mean, it's been compared to, being the next big bubble that's going to burst. And, these AI companies are leveraged to the hilt now.
Yeah.
So and I guess the only way to keep on growing is to keep on building more data centers, expanding, because there's nowhere to go but up. You can't go down now. You basically pumped yourself up into this giant bubble, painted yourself into a corner. And if it crashes, it's going to be a shitstorm. It's going to be worse than 2008. And it very well may be. People
are more concerned, to your point, about our economy now than they were during the 2008, 2009 recession. Because at least then you had competent people in place. You had reasons why we were in that situation. This is just self-inflicted. This is greed. This is people that think they're better than other people. When you talk about these centers, you're talking about Google, you're talking about Meta, you're talking about Amazon, you know, Palantir. All these giant companies of billionaires think that, it's their right to do whatever they want. They're better than you and I.
Oh yeah, and they're opening Pandora's box. These are people that think they're so smart, but they have no idea what they're unleashing. I mean, they're already finding out how unethical it is, how AI will lie, how AI will blackmail, how AI will cheat. But these people think they're the smartest. They think they know better. They are so just
Well,
high
they're
on their
above
own
it.
farts.
They're not going to be surveilled. They'll have their special little patch. It's for the rest of us. It's not for those special people. They're super special.
We'll see. Maybe, the Sorcerer's Apprentice. I mean, you get that shit going, and it's going to have a mind of its own, and it's going to realize, what do I need you for, Peter Thiel?
Yeah, or any of these guys. You're absolutely right. So it's going to be interesting to see as it goes on, as money gets tighter, and who can afford to continue to throw money into this pit with the hopes that they're going to control us all, and we'll live in a utopia on Mars.
Let's
I
fix
don't
this
know.
planet.
No, you can't. It's too late. Too late. You've ruined this planet already. I mean, you'd have to start doing something now to curb the tide, and we're just not that interested.
We should have been doing something 20 years ago, but yeah.
Well, actually, now is 26 years ago.
Yeah.
Time keeps going. We just don't seem to catch on. But hey, we'll see. Again, we're not looking at any of the serious stuff. We're not looking at people, Alex Preddy being murdered on our streets, Nicole Good being, shot in the face from 1.5 feet away, even though she was not a threat. We don't worry about that stuff. We're worried about looking back. We're worried about Comey, who did something terrible. Oh my God, he threatened the president. Did he? I think not. But again, distractions everywhere. And it does come down to the Epstein files. That correspondence dinner, there were going to be some awards given based on the work that was done on the Epstein files. Of course, we're going to interrupt that and not revisit that. Of course, we could use this pseudo fake event to push our agenda on this ridiculous ballroom, which who cares? How many times did they use the old room at the White House that must have been a ballroom? It was so small, but who's coming to see this guy? Okay, nobody's that interested. But, the speculation is the courts are allowing them to do all the bunker building underneath this giant bunker, 8-9 stories down, bulletproof glass and whatever. And, the skeptic says, hey, this is where the rats want to go hide once Trump refuses to leave. Like, plausible, sure.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't want to pay for it.
No, fuck that.
I'm sticking to that. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of taxpayer money that could go into a lot of other things, education, healthcare, our veterans, all the stuff that we don't really care about, that we say we do, but we don't.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Anyway, that was my list of nonsense today, because it's a real head scratcher, and most of these and the grift and the deceit and the misinformation is just overwhelming. So maybe we can safely go back and talk about the big Penguin victory last night.
Yeah. So they are getting back into it, and I'm sure the Flyers are gripping their sticks a little tight.
Oh, they've got bigger problems. That rookie kid got into it with Tocchet, and he missed the flight home. He didn't play. He didn't like fourth line minutes, so him and Tocchet got into it. Konecny also, who they think is a huge fan of this kid, won't play either unless this kid comes back.
He should be playing anyway. He should have been suspended for that cheap shot on Crosby at the end of the game.
And maybe at this point he will be. I don't know. But I do know that they're having internal strife. The kid said either, and he's their future, either he leaves or the coach gets fired. Konecny wants the coach gone too. I don't understand. If you're new in this league, you're a rookie and you come in, you play whatever line's best for your team. Sometimes it is the fourth line. The Penguins' fourth line's been amazing. I'm not saying any of those guys are superstars, but they're doing what's asked and needed for this team. It's impressive.
Oh man, going above and beyond too. I mean, really, that line it's been amazing throughout the whole season.
I think so.
And they set up the first goal last night.
Yeah. Well, they're playing a little bit more to their style, as the local media, at least in Pittsburgh, points out. This was the third highest scoring team all season, so
Yeah.
they're hoping to kind of maybe get an outburst of goals, and to have a game where you're not a one goal game and super stressed the whole time would be nice. For us, we didn't, down 3-0, we didn't have a whole lot of hope, but again, it's a process, and they seem to have gotten it. They did point out that Crosby was probably the best player on the ice last night, just doing his thing, winning board battles, winning faceoffs, making the smart plays, and they really rally around him. So good to see that he's healthy, I think, for the first time since he got hurt at the Olympics.
It looks like it, yeah. And he took that shot to the knee last night too, and looked a little scary for a minute, but he came right back and he was dominant in the third period.
Yeah, it was a good win for them. It does send it back to Philly tomorrow.
Tomorrow night, yeah.
Tomorrow night. So hopefully, you get a win and keep it interesting. You get to a game 7, anything could happen. That they got to a game 6 is pretty impressive with the way things started. They did change goalies. They did change the lineup a little bit, but this was a good regular season team. Let's see if they can be decent in the playoffs. So far, the jury's out.
Well, it's a team that can score, and all 4 lines can score, so the scoring is pretty well distributed. It's not like you've got 1 or 2 guys or just one line doing it. And
Absolutely.
They're figuring out now how to play playoff hockey, how to make smarter decisions defensively, make the smart play a little bit more physical. So we'll see. I think it'll be interesting.
And I think it's an adjustment. I mean, we talked about this where the Penguins had clinched, so they basically sat a couple guys. They did this. The 3 big names did come out against Ovechkin as a respect to Ovechkin, who was like waving them off. So that was a giant waste of time. But my point being that Philly was playing for 3 weeks to make the playoffs. Every night was a playoff game.
Yeah.
Penguins were standing still. So when this series started, they had a lot of catching up to do to get to that urgency. Once they got down 3-0, they felt the urgency. You lose again, I won't be seeing you in the locker room in 2 days. The season's over. And I think that, along with just trying to get their feet in the playoffs, you're noticing the difference. I mean, they're starting to put it together. So
I think so. I'd like to see them keep it rolling.
Me too. I would love to see that. And any kind of internal strife with the Flyers, I'm all about. So keep that up. So
absolutely.
We'll see how tomorrow goes, but we'll get through tonight first, eh, Billy?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I appreciate your time. I'm sorry it was kind of rushed and a little bit late today, but I appreciate getting it done with you.
That's okay. Yeah, no, I appreciate you being flexible. So thank you.
Anytime, of course. All right. Well, I'll talk to you in a bit, and we'll see what's going on later.
All right, sounds good.
All right, bye. Talk to you later.
Okay, what's up?
All right. See ya.